From Super League to Olympic distance to age group world records to Kona. Go longer with the right fuel at the right time with SFuels.
And everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Cause it's Breakfast with Bob.
Honcho Man, everybody! Welcome to our 11th year of Breakfast with Bob for beautiful Huggles on the Rocks. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're brought to you by Hope Master Spas. SFuels go longer. HOKA Let's Fly. Form Smart Swim Goggles. Quintanaroo. Zoot, the original triathlon brand. Our Challenge Athletes Foundation. Our next guest, two-time Ironman World Champion. Give it up for Mr. Patrick Lange. A lot of love for you, Patrick. How are you, buddy?
Oh, yeah, I'm good. Thanks for the welcome. Yeah.
So good to see you. So I don't know if we've had a chance to talk much about you and Challenge Roth and winning Challenge Roth last year in 2021, because that's, I know, as a German athlete, that is a bucket list item. How special was that for you?
It is definitely, and it was always on my bucket list, and so I'm really happy to tick this box. And it was worth the wait, because this race is something really special. In 21 we didn't have like the full experience because of COVID restrictions, etc. So I thought, it's a good idea to come back this year, and it was just mind-blowing. You know, the solar hill is just, my ears were ringing for 15 minutes, literally. It was so loud, you know. It's great. So it's a really great race.
If people have not done that race, Challenge Roth is pretty special. Solar Hill, 40,000 people on that hill.
Incredible.
It's like the Tour de France. You go up it twice.
Yeah.
And
not just there, also on the run course.
Oh, yeah, they got the beer mile.
Kavalienberg. They're everywhere. It's
everywhere.
like, yeah, the police in 21, they had a helicopter up in the air to see, to overlook the corona restrictions.
All right.
Because there are so many people, and it's just loving the race. The whole region is just loving the race, loving the athletes, and yeah, they have to take care of this.
So running 2:35 there this year.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive. That shows you your running is where it should be, right?
Oh, absolutely. The running, especially, you know, coming off from tough times with the shoulder injury.
Yes.
You wouldn't believe at first, if you never had a shoulder injury, how this also affects your running technique.
Really?
So, oh yeah, massively. Like after 20 Ks, the pain started to come a little bit. So the arm was swinging to the left and right, not back and forth. So it was kind of affecting it. But still, with this time, it was just mind-blowing for me. And I'm super happy of it. And yeah, I think that's the outcome of spectators, you know,
having everybody back.
Yeah, you know, it was just okay. Now you can put on a show. You know, there's no backing down. Even if I had a little bit of a time gap to the front, but
doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So giving it all, and I'm really happy with the time.
So many of the most important moments of your life have happened on this island.
Oh yes.
Right? Your third place, which was a big breakthrough. At that point, you weren't sure if you were able to stay in the sport. You get that third place here, and all of a sudden, sponsorship, things change, break the run course record. Then you come back and you win the race 2 times in a row, propose to your lovely bride. How hard was it for you not to be here? 2020, 2021, and 3 years away.
Super hard. Of course, this race is everything I live for, day in, day out. That's what motivates me the most, and it's just super hard. So I'm mega happy to be back, and I can't wait to race. Nothing changed. It's still the great spirit, and it's just amazing to be back.
And you've been training in Texas?
I've been training in Texas, and it was a perfect preparations. So yeah, after the COVID infection beginning of July, and it was kind of hard to find back the rhythm, because hit me quite hard. Was out for 3 weeks.
Wow.
So building from that was tough.
Yes.
To be honest. But
Yeah.
after coming to Texas, everything, fall together, and so from all what we see in the data and in the training, I'm really where I need to be, and it's everything is on track. So I'm just ready to go.
So recently, Cat Matthews had a crash, and you were there, right? So you were sort of a part of that first responder group. How, when you see a close friend like that get hurt, how hard was that for you?
No, first of all, it's great that she is here on the island. She's just standing over there and waving and smiling. So there she is.
Yeah.
So that's the first and most important thing, that
Right.
she's recovering, and just in a good spirit also.
Right.
She was definitely one of the favorites of
No
the
question.
race, and I've seen her develop in the sport over the last 2-3 years, and was just amazing. Good friends with her husband, Mark Matthews. So it's crazy. The way she develops, the way she runs, the run in Tulsa was just mind blowing. So she was definitely one of the favorites here, and seeing a close friend crash like that was a tough experience. It's definitely hard to digest the pictures, but it is what it is. You need to keep going, and I think I will find a way to handle the pictures in my mind. The first thought was definitely not a really positive one, because it was a really, really big hit, and I think it was good. On the other hand, that we were there, Jack and I, because we were on the training ride together, and we could help her. Just try to take away the positives, and she will tell you later yourself.
I mean, the hard part is then you've got like blood on your race your race shorts, and it's like, oh my God, it's hard to put that out of your mind.
Yeah, it is, but still, as I said, it's I'm just happy that she is alive.
Exactly.
That she is here. She is in good mood, and I'm 100% sure that she will come back and will be stronger. So funny thing is, maybe I can tell this little story, because I think it shows how deeply motivated athletes can be, especially for this race. So I think it's okay if I tell the story that she was actually not really conscious, and didn't allow a lot of help from other people. So Jack told me I should talk to her, and I got to her and talked to her and sat next to her and said, you gotta let these people help you, because they will bring you to Kona. And all of a sudden, the eyes were wide open, and she was like, okay, let's do it. Let these people help me. Let them. I go to the ambulance, and they will help me to get back to this island. Even if she was. So the thought of this race was so deep in her mind. So I'm 100% sure that she will come back here and will destroy the field.
Destroy the field. I love that. Yeah. Speaking of destroying the field, you've done that a couple of times here. So this year, we've got a lot of first-timers. You remember the first time you came here. But a lot of our first-timers, they're going to go off in the lead pack in the swim, and they're going to take it out on the Queen Highway. How do you see this race playing out?
It's a year where it's really hard to tell, because, of course, we didn't have 3 years of racing here. So it's gonna be tough, because the sport developed over this past years. We see a lot of young athletes, especially also the swim part is definitely faster, and for us more experienced athletes, we had the challenge to develop ourselves over the last couple of years, because the sport just changed. It keeps moving forward, and it's got just faster. You mentioned the run course record. I was running with non-carbon plated shoes, you know, so I'm also pretty sure that the run course will be attacked differently, let's say the least. And you know, it's just it will be interesting to see, and I expect a really, really fast swim. And yeah, then we will see from there.
I love it. For when you look back at all your experiences here, what sticks out the most? Is there one that sticks out the most from everything that you've accomplished on this island?
No, it's the island have given me so much. It's also the things outside of the race. You know, you swim on the course and you see the dolphins. You see the island is just welcoming us, and it's what triathletes live and breathe for. So it's hard to pick one
Sure.
thing that sticks out the most. But of course, if your dream, your whole life is that you're running down Ali Drive in the lead position, you're about to get the Hakule and get all this to experience, that's definitely mind-blowing.
A lot of athletes, I remember Mark Allen telling me when he would get off the plane here, he would get physically ill for a lot of air because you'd feel that heat. And he'd be like, how am I going to run a marathon in this? And eventually, over time, he learned to embrace it. But a lot of people don't. They get off the plane and they're scared, and they never get it. When you got off the plane the first time here, did you feel something like, okay, this is special right away?
Yes, and I also had a mentor that coached me, Ferris Al-Sultan, to embrace it. Exactly, you know, he told me if you get off the plane, you start smiling, and when you leave the island, you can stop smiling if you want. You know, if it's just exactly what it is. You are here. You're here to embrace it, soak it all up, and respect the island and soak up the energy.
So, like I mentioned earlier, there was a point where you weren't sure if you could make it as a professional triathlete. It was really the race in Texas that turned things around for you.
Absolutely.
How close were you to giving up on your dream and going back to Germany and getting a real job?
I was coming out of a real job. I worked for 3 years as a physical therapist, so on part-time. So I was really close. I think half a year, and then I wouldn't have any money left to keep on dreaming about this everything, and it was really close.
And
but
so Ironman Texas changed all that.
Ironman Texas changed everything. Of course, the third place in Kona in 2016 changed. It was the big game changer.
Yes.
I was riding on a borrowed canyon bike, etc. So it was an interesting time, and I'm just, you know, and that's also why being so close to not fulfill this dream and also makes me grateful.
Appreciate it more.
And then as Corona hits, you know, I was coming out of a tough time in 2019, and all of a sudden the races were taken away from us, and then I felt like, okay, after half a year I really was missing racing.
Of course.
You know, and it just gave another perspective. So yeah.
Love it. What would it mean to you to win your third one here?
You know, first of all, I think I have proven enough, and I don't need to prove anything. I'm two-time world champion, and this is done. But for me personally, you know, it would mean the world. That's also for the whole team in the background. We worked so hard, so it would be not just for me. It would be for the whole team.
I love it. Patrick Lange, everybody. Pacho Man, take us out.
And everything's gonna be alright. And everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. And everything's gonna be alright. Cause it's breakfast with Bob.
And Pacho Man, everyone.